from Dhaka, this is Tahmeen Anupur and you are watching BSS News. At first, the headlines. IMF satisfied with Bangladesh's economic reform measures, says Dr Salehuddin. Young generation to build entrepreneur-friendly Bangladesh, says Dr Bidhan Ranjan. Testimony in plot scam case against Sheikh Hasina and Tulip N. NCSA warns against dissemination of fugitive convict statements. United Nations Security Council vote for Trump's Gaza plan. Now the details. IMF satisfied with Bangladesh's economic reform measures, says Dr Salehuddin. Finance advisor Dr Salehuddin Ahmed today said the International Monetary Fund expressed overall satisfaction with Bangladesh's economic reform measures. He said the IMF viewed the situation as generally positive but pointed out that some steps need faster implementation. He briefed reporters about chairing two separate meetings of the Advisors Council Committee on Economic Affairs and the Advisors Council Committee on Government Purchase at the Cabinet Division Conference Room at the Bangladesh Secretariat in Dhaka. The finance advisor said the IMF is focused on the pace of policy implementation, especially interest rate adjustments. He said the policy rate cannot be increased suddenly and supply-side conditions must improve at the same time. He added that IMF raised concerns about the banking sector and placed 5 banks under observation. He said the government would need to take tough reforms to strengthen financial governance. On revenue administration, he said the IMF is satisfied with the progress of the National Board of Revenue, but wants steady continuation of reforms. He said manpower restructuring and capacity enhancement will take time. He said that while the current government may not complete all reforms within its tenure, the structural groundwork will be finished. He added that no new conditions were set by the IMF and that the discussion was mainly consultative. He said the financial situation is broadly under control and the remaining period will be used for consolidation. The $5.5 billion IMF loan program approved in 2023 supports Bangladesh's economic stability and fiscal reforms. The IMF released the 4th and 5th tranches amounting to $1.3 billion on 23rd June, bringing total disbursement to $3.6 billion. The overall loan size was increased from $4.7 billion to $5.5 billion in June 2025. Young generation to build entrepreneur-friendly Bangladesh, says Bidhan Ranjan. Primary and Mass Education Ministry Advisor Professor Dr. Bidhan Ranjan Roy Poddar today said the youth will lead the future and help transform Bangladesh into an entrepreneur-friendly nation. He said the young generation has the potential to overcome existing obstacles. He was speaking as a chief guest at the Global Entrepreneurship Week 2025 celebration held at Daffodil Plaza in Sobhanbag, Dhanmondi. Dr. Poddar said education must build a child's personal capabilities and shape them into responsible citizens. He warns that without nurturing creativity, rationality, and morality together, it will not be possible to build a good society. He said foundational learning is essential for developing an entrepreneurial mindset. He added that the fluent reading, writing, and basic math form the core of this foundation and that weaknesses at the primary level affect higher education and lifelong learning. He said creativity, imagination, and social usefulness must be encouraged from childhood in order that cultural activities, sports, debates, and other engagements help build children's innovative abilities. During the event, the advisor presented youth awards to 3 recipients and later visited the Daffodil Robotics and AI Center. Testimony in plot scam case against Sheikh Hasina and Tulip ends. The testimony has ended in the case against 17 accused, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her sister Sheikh Rehana and her niece Tulip Siddiq, over alleged irregularities in the allocation of a 10-kata plot in the Rajuk Newtown project. Judge Rabiul Alam of the Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 passed the order today in Dhaka after the defense completed cross-examining the investigation officer, Anti-Corruption Commission Assistant Director Afnan Jannat Kia. The court then fixed 23rd November for the defense to present its case. A total of 32 witnesses have been examined in the case. According to the case documents, Anti-Corruption Commission Deputy Director Mohammad Salehuddin filed the case on 13 January 2025 against 15 accused. The investigation officer later submitted a charge sheet against 17 accused on 10th March. The context is that Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 framed charges in 3 such cases on 31st July, while Dhaka Special Judge Court 5 framed charges in 3 other similar cases on the same day. NCSA warns against dissemination of fugitive convict statements. The National Cyber Security Agency has expressed grave concern that several digital and electronic platforms are spreading statements made by fugitive and convicted individuals. The agency issued a statement on Monday night warning that necessary actions will be taken to stop such dissemination. The agency said the spread of these statements has disrupted national security and public order over the past week. It said the platform circulated content that amounted to hate speech and ethnic incitement, creating violence, public anxiety, and widespread disorder. The agency noted that the International Crimes Tribunal sentenced Sheikh Hasina to death on 17 November in the case over crimes against humanity during the July mass uprising in 2024. It said broadcasting her statements as a fugitive and convicted individual is harming social harmony and inciting disorder and arson terrorism. The National Cyber Security Agency reminded that Section 26 of the Cyber Security Ordinance 2025 treats the international dissemination of hate speech or instructions for criminal activities as an offense, punishable by up to 2 years in jail or a fine of 10 lakh taka. The agency warned that law enforcement may remove or block such content or request action from the Bangladesh Telecommunication Regulatory Commission. United Nations Security Council votes for Trump's Gaza plan. The United Nations Security Council on Monday voted in favor of a United States drafted resolution supporting President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan, which includes an international stabilization force and a pathway to a future Palestinian state. The resolution received 13 votes, with Russia and China abstaining. President Donald Trump said after the vote that the approval of the plan would lead to greater global peace. United States Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz said the resolution would help Gaza recover and allow Israel to live in security. Hamas rejected the resolution, saying it did not meet Palestinian political or humanitarian demands. The resolution endorsed the ceasefire that took effect on 10th October and authorized an international stabilization force to work with Israel, Egypt, and newly trained Palestinian police. The force will help secure borders, demilitarize Gaza, and protect humanitarian corridors. It also calls for the formation of a Board of Peace, a transnational governing body for Gaza with a mandate through 2027. The text mentions that once reforms are completed and rebuilding begins, conditions may allow a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood. The resolution urges scaling up humanitarian aid deliveries. Russia presented a competing draft, arguing the United States resolution did not sufficiently support a two-state solution. The United States gained support from several Arab and Muslim-majority countries, including Qatar, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Pakistan, Jordan, and Turkey. That's all for today. For more information, visit bssnews.net. Thanks for watching.